Hello, welcome to the Calculator Mod Spotlight. Right, so the first thing we want to do is, this is a power generation mod, so we want to make the Starch Extractor, okay? So we need energy module and amethyst. Let's deal with this one at a time. So energy module is going to require a power cube and purified coal. Okay, so let's just look at the power cube to begin with. So the power cube is a very basic recipe, right? If we look at it, it's just cobble and furnace. So there's the storage. We're going to need to get some power in there. So we're going to want a hand crank generator, which requires a power cube, some wood and some sticks, and this guy as well, which is just some sticks. So we put the generator down and we put the handle in there. Well, we're going to want the actual calculator as well. So there's various things you can actually make in the crafting grid before we even get to the calculator. So for instance, if you mix some cobblestone with some wood, you're going to get reinforced stone. Swap that cobble for the dirt, get reinforced dirt. So they're like basic crafting ingredients. You don't even need a calculator for that. It can just be done in a 2x2 crafting window. Yeah, okay, so we're going to want the basic calculator, right? So this requires a calculator screen, which is redstone in the middle of cobble, and the assembly with some buttons and some cobble. Just give it a little charge. Doesn't take much at the beginning. Like I say, this is pretty, you know, you don't want to be doing this for too long, so that's why we're going for the Starch Extractor. That's the whole point of this. Okay, so yeah, so we want to make this energy module. Okay, so what we could do is there's a couple of recipes in the calculator that we might actually need. So for instance, this enriched gold. So if we look at enriched gold, we can see that's going to require gold and redstone to make the kind of the dust form. Okay, so we'll do that, and we'll get some enriched gold, and I was just smelling up some before as well. Okay, so yeah, okay, so that's good. So what other recipes do we need here? So we're going to need this one as well, aren't we, to get the first tier of the coal, right? The enriched coal. And these have greater burning times as you go up, all the way up to controlled fuel, I believe. So that's going to require a bit of coal and a bit of redstone. Okay, so just get a bit of coal there. So that will get the enriched coal. Okay, so now what we might want to do is, yeah, I could just take a bit more actually. So what we might want to do is get up to the next tier of calculator, because obviously we're going to need to fairly swiftly go up the tiers of calculator to actually be able to do things. Later on, these functionalities will be available. So as you can see, that enriched gold and some reinforced stone, which I've just shown, can get the scientific calculator. And again, we can just put that in here, get a little charge from it. Okay, so pretty well on our way to making this now. So the energy module. So just some purified coal. So we just need the enriched coal and the enriched gold. Okay, so got the enriched coal. I didn't actually take the enriched gold. And there's some purified coal. So power cube with purified coal will equal the energy module. So the other component we're actually going to need for this is going to be amethyst, isn't it? So for that we need the stone separator. So if we get a calculator, we just do this recipe: iron with a bit of reinforced stone, we get reinforced iron. So if we look at the stone separator now, that requires the reinforced iron, as we will see here. So just a power cube, so that will get the stone separator. And I just put the stone separator down here next to the generator, and then it just requires a piece of lapis, and it takes 5,000. So basically what you need to do is you need to have 5,000. It takes about a minute and a half to hand crank it, so that will get the amethyst. So let's just look at this. So it's just the energy module and the amethyst. Okay, so that is essentially it. So the scientific calculator, energy module, and the amethyst. So just put those two in there, and there is the Starch Extractor. Okay, so the Starch Extractor essentially burns some food and some coal. You can choose obviously higher forms of coal, and generates power. I've got some going into the stone separator, as you can see. We'll talk about the amethyst in a moment. And I've got this advanced power cube, which you actually make with the redstone ingots. And redstone ingots, the redstone tools actually have actually got 7, I believe, is the power on the diamond sword. So it's not bad actually in terms of what you can do. You can make the advanced power cube like that. and the tools. So pretty cool. I also put one of them underneath here, I believe. Yeah, this is to power the basic greenhouse. I've actually been messing around a little bit with this. I've got the chest in front now. I've got growing some broccoli, which is added by the mod. Broccoli is simply like this: seeds and pumpkin seeds, and it's automatically output into this. If we look at this, you can see that there's some numbers going in. I actually put in a load of these gas lanterns just before I started making this, and I put in a load of them, and it basically made the CO2 go to 100%, the oxygen go to like nothing. So that's not great. Now the gas. So there's a couple of things that the sort of like regarding seeds and stuff, because what you actually need to do is to kind of maximize coal usage. That's kind of what the greenhouse is all about. So I made these lanterns. A normal lantern is just like a torch, and then you put two together to make this gas lantern. The problem is that what I found is when I had a lot of gas lanterns in there, my oxygen levels would go down massively. There's also this Scarecrow. There's no actual mention of it actually being used. I did put it directly above this water source block. Like for instance, if you just place a dirt block there, it will just convert it back to water. But you can, as you can see, occasionally have the chance to put in the Scarecrow. I'm not entirely certain if that is what you're supposed to do. Yeah, having a gas lantern, I think like having one gas lantern hopefully wouldn't affect things too badly. So we can see that, you can see now my O2 is actually going down though immediately after burning that. So yeah, so I'm not sure exactly what the best way to do with this, and also there's this very glitchy texture when I break it. So I think for the most part, I think just growing broccoli in the basic greenhouse probably the best bet. Whether the Scarecrow, this will do sort of bone meal ticks on the crops, but it's going pretty fast actually. So there is that. Another thing is this: the basic terrain module, just made with the redstone ingot. If we just do some right clicks, so you can see that when I shift right click, I've got the option between grass block, dirt, and stone. So if I choose stone, I could just go around, just normal right clicks, and turn areas into stone. There's also this thing called the magnetic flux. So that will actually draw items towards it. I'm not sure if it outputs into an inventory. Blacklist, nothing. So yeah, you can see that it does draw items towards each other. Yeah, it doesn't seem to actually pull anything in. But yeah, like I say, it doesn't seem to have a recipe. But I thought I'd mention it anyway, because there's a lot of things which perhaps will have recipes at some point. So, what is next? Well, one of the things I want to talk about is how to get the saplings. So we want to get an amethyst sapling, right? Because this is going to help us move on. So we just need to get an amethyst. So I've already shown how to get the amethyst pieces. So in fact, that is yeah. So just take any sapling in a scientific calculator, an amethyst, and that's going to get us the amethyst sapling. Okay. And that can just be bone milled. I assume it can. And that's going to get us the amethyst tree. The other sapling we're going to want to get is going to be using this, the algorithm separator. And as you can see, we just need 2 stone separators for that. So I'll just put this guy here. Should get some power. And that is the Tanzanite sapling. So yeah, actually we can't get that yet because we're going to need to get the atomic calculator, which is the next tier. Okay, so to get the atomic calculator then, we're going to need atomic modules, which require, that's right, to get the Tanzanite we need to use the algorithm. So in a very similar way that we used the stone separator to get the amethyst stuff, we use the algorithm separator to get the Tanzanite stuff. Okay, so we're going to have to build this atomic calculator. So the atomic calculator then is going to be reinforced stone and all the same stuff basically. The advanced assembly, because yeah, the regular assembly is used for some of the basic items, right? The docking station, I don't think I even saw that one. So I assume the docking station actually, while we're here, pretty basic item, yeah. Like I said, I want to try to. So can I just put the calculators in there? Can I put what about this info calculator? Oh, that's cool, isn't it? And is it only got one spot? Interesting. So yeah, so you can actually access it via the docking station, which is kind of cool. And the docking station itself can get some power. So yeah, so I'll take that out for now. Can I get it out? I assume if I just break it, it'll give it to me back, yeah. Okay, so that's a cool thing which I didn't actually notice before. So yeah, so like I say, you get this Tanzanite, and then we're going to need to get to the atomic calculator, right? And yeah, I mean, and there is nothing else to it apart from an emerald. So at that point, we can say, okay, we've got Tanzanite saplings and we've got the Amethyst Sapling, so we can get those trees, right? So that is cool. So we've got these two trees. Now, there's a couple of things as well called assimilators, and these are to actually extract into using the system of getting health and hunger sorted out. So let's explore that now. Okay, and the next thing is the hunger processor. So what you actually do, use the stone assimilator on the amethyst tree. So stone assimilators for the amethyst and the tanzanite tree, with the algorithm assimilator being for the other two, the parent diamond. So you can see that this is actually building up. It's extracting the hunger points. You use this hunger module. I'm just going to go into peaceful mode. Use the hunger module, and it will actually fill it up. And then what you do is, when you actually get hunger, you would shift right click, and it would refill your hunger from the hunger points there. And so and then I can also dump them all into there as well, into the processor. And it's a similar story for the health as well. You'd get the health from the tanzanite, build that up, and then you can right click to see your current number, and then when you actually drop health in terms of health, or you drop drop hunger, you would shift right click to refill that bar. So they're sort of portable things to refill the bar, and you can put them into the process. There's also a more advanced version, but yeah. So yeah, so there's also the Redstone Extractor. This is the next tier. You would make this in the like I said, the atomic calculator. I think I just briefly covered this, but yeah, it's literally, once you've got the tanzanite for the atomic assembly, it's no problem. So there is that.